Hello YouTube, I'm back at again with another video. I'll be real with you guys, this duel is going to be better than the last one because I'll admit there was definitely some irreversible irresponsible plays that were going on that need to be resorted, but it would have been too time consuming. But in this duel you won't have to see any of that issue. And as we proceed with this duel, you'll be able to notice that I'm able to realize my mistakes and be able to redeem myself and figure that that last duel will not compare to this one, and that I'm able to make some adjustments and be in the clear of actually making the right plays and not doing illegal setups. Even though my opponent proceeded with our duel, we were just too hesitant to rely on it. We were just too focused on moving forward that we lost track of what was going on and what plays shouldn't have been made. But again, he made a legal play here. As you can tell, he has no traps in grave. So he plans to Xyz summon using 2 level 4 monsters for Pinguicula. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This is the first time I've ever seen this monster before in my life. This is I've seen I definitely see some other Traptrix extra deck monsters like the Xyz, the other Xyz monsters. I think there's like 2 others that I might know, but I don't know their names clearly. And then there's one Link 1 Traptrix monster. But it looks like with this card it's allowing him to add 1 Traptrix monster from his deck to his hand. And while it has materials, it is unaffected by trap effects and by activated effects from any monster with the same type as the materials this card has. So I honestly have no clue that these cards even existed, since I haven't been really paying attention to Traptrix. Haven't really caught up with the new support that they got because it wasn't a deck that I was eventually gonna play either way. So because I was not entirely focused, since I felt like they weren't entirely a bad deck, but they just weren't relevant enough. So though I am aware they do set up a lot of trap holes, which makes them a scary deck. So with cards like Lightning Storm, Evenly Match, that pretty much handles the deck easily. Especially if you're playing a play set, you need a chance to draw at least one of them just to get rid of it, even though they might have an out to it. But it's my turn now, so I will redeem myself in this duel. Considering the last one probably definitely need to be fixed, but I promise you guys it's gonna be way better than you'll be surprised, because this is what you're hoping for. So it will be of your expectations for this duel to proceed the way it should, and that there shouldn't be any issues. So, but the thing about this duel is not gonna be too long, because my deck actually get around his cards. So even if you were to banish them, even if you were to play Imperm, I have ways of getting access to these cards easily. And although he has several counters, I'm not too worried, honestly. People should be aware what the Kashtiras are capable of. So even if you banish, even if you negate, you can still retrieve them from your grave, whether you special summon them or not. And they're able to make a comeback with these. It's like you can't get rid of them that easily. They'll just keep coming back until you get rid of their floodgates. Because this card is basically a permanent monster reborn. It's like just special summon Kashtira for days. So possibly this card might get limited. Who knows? And it will definitely affect the Kashtira engine by a long shot. Because whether they decide to replicate the OCG's ban list, not everything you see on the OCG is going to be similar to what's happening to CG. Even though we know certain cards have gone banned, whether it's been Masterpiece, Mystic Mine, Vanities. I'm not sure if they have Vanities, Emptiness. But I know that's a card that will never come back. Lucky for them, they do have Maxi at 2 or 3. I'm not sure. I think it's semi-limited or unlimited. But Maxi will not come back in this format because how degenerate the card is. It's just allowing you to have tons of draw power with no limitation whatsoever. And it kind of like persuades your opponent to end their turn. Not end their turn, but I kind of get it. It hinders combo decks, especially if against the opposing player. But at the same time, it enables a lot of like degenerate like consistency, and it makes the card unbalanced. But again, we should be aware of what's gonna happen. He resolves Sarah's effect first before I summon Fenrir from my grave or whatever just happened, or before I link summon. My bad. I kind of lost track of what was going on because of my speech right now. So I'm gonna proceed with the link 2 that you're gonna see right now in front of you for Nightmare Cerberus, because I feel like as of now preparation isn't gonna be that useful to me. So I might as well try to get rid of his 2500 sea monster and move forward with my board. As I'm gonna special summon Retrieve my Fenrir with Birth, like pretty much like I said, permanent monster reborn for Kashtiras. Which might possibly get limited or banned, who knows. The reason why I say it might get limited because it's the fact that you just constantly do this over and over, and then regardless of whether your opponent gets rid of them or not, it's just like the card itself is too powerful. Wow. So Konami might not consider Birth because of what I may have suggested in this video, but that all depends on them, because whether it was a waste of money or not, like, because it will definitely hinder the deck for sure, I can tell you, but they can go after other cards to make Kashtira not as viable if the deck does become an issue. So I am thinking right now, I gotta think really hard. So even I wish I could continue with my link play, but he managed to get rid of my monsters, so I might as well here go off on my final summon and use Fusion Destiny to go for Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer, as you see in front of you. So although he uses Floodgate Trap Hole, I'm gonna chain with Enforcer to pop itself and get rid of his defensive Traptrix. And then eventually I'll be able to revive it on my opponent's standby phase. And then battle phase, hit his Seraph with Cerberus, and he takes 800. And from there I'll pass it to my opponent. Then standby, I summon Forcer. He's going to show me the card that he just drew, and then he scoops. Yeah, this duel could have been a lot longer, but I like how it was straightforward. Because if it went on for too long, you guys would have been confused at what I've been saying and telling you guys. But like I said, it was great that's been straightforward. You kind of have a clear and better understanding of what occurred throughout this duel, and you can use that as part of your knowledge and try to enhance your dueling. Try to improvise your strategy if you decide to play competitively. But again, take this as a lesson and learn from what you witnessed in this duel. Whether there are mistakes or not, I'll be sure to correct them. I'll be able to bring them up and address them in this duel, because like I said, this is a replay video that I have recorded because it would make things more difficult for me to record while in the midst of a duel, because whether my opponent decides to rage quit or whether my computer decides to like lag or whatever, or if whatever happens, like if my recording is canceled, it becomes that more challenging for me. So it's easier if I record it while everything's been prepared for me. Like I said before, it makes things that less complicated, and that way I have a better way to describe everything that's going on, still, even to admit my mistakes as well as my opponent. But again, hope you guys enjoyed the duel. Be sure to check for more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.